sanding the hood now. I waited 2.5 days for this to dry. Basically over the weekend. I painted it on Friday in the morning and I let it dry nice and good for 2 days and started blocking. I worked on this and as you can see, perfectly straight. It blocked out very easily. It was so minor it blocked out. Over here you can see I have a high and a massive low, and then over here high. So from here to here is I used my long block right there, and basically you can see where it covered. So when I do another pass of epoxy, because I blew through over here, so I got to use epoxy, I will fill this void and it'll come out better. On this side I have a smaller low and of course a high right next to it. So yeah, that's what I got so far. And then as for this, I worked on it, and this time I'm sure that it's a lot better. I made that body line, let me see, here it is. I made this body line continue, as you can see. And so, and then I feathered it out, feathered it. That's why it's like that. And what I did was, to try to get that body line, is I used tape and I went along the body line with the tape, and then I sanded it down, and then I took the tape off and then feathered it, and then I put the tape on and then continued sanding. And I did that changing between the tape and no tape until I got it to where it is now. When I paint it, I'll see how it comes out, but I think it's definitely a lot better now. I did my spray with the wax and grease remover and it looked pretty good, so we'll see when I epoxy. So I got to finish the hood. The blocks that I'm using is a short block, long block, and a wasted sheet of 180. All of this is 180, and a soft block for these curves because I can conform to it. So for the body line, I just lightly go over it. Basically I sand up to the body line, and then with this I just let the sandpaper do the work. I do not put any pressure, and that's how I cut down the body line. We don't want it to go to bare metal. We just want to make the paint even with the rest of the blocking. So I'm going to continue blocking. So far that took me an hour, what you see there. So we'll see how the rest goes. Okay, so it was a lot of work. I did it all by hand with my with the blocks I showed earlier. And here are the high spots. There's a little bit of a low, this area here. These are highs, low, I showed these already. These are highs and a nice low right there. Other than that, the panel is looking great. Over here I showed, here's a little bit of a high, and over here there's a little bit of a low, and then of course the edge. This is the edge that I fixed with the hammer. Since the molding is going to go right up to here, this is not going to show. And plus I'm going to be adding the high build, so this will eventually block out, most likely, and if it doesn't, it won't look that bad. Other than that, it looks great. The hood is now ready for a nice coat of epoxy. I only have a little bit in the quart that I bought. So I will cover all those spots with the epoxy until I run out. Hopefully that'll give me at least one coat, because I have to cover all these. I want to do at least one nice even coat over the whole panel with whatever I have left. And then we can proceed to the high build. So that's where we're at right now. So I'm going to clean it up and do another pass of epoxy. So I didn't have enough epoxy to cover the entire hood as I thought. So I just did the problem areas and I blended the paint in. So over here it's a lot better. I got it a lot better. So now we have that slight curve, and we can't see it here because it's not so wet, because it's already dry. But this is much better, and with a little more, I can get it just a little bit more rounded right at the edge, right here, just a little bit more, and I got it. And then I did the back here, which definitely needed some paint, some epoxy. So you can see the halos for the spots that blew through. So what I plan on doing is I plan on sanding it down in a day or two, and I'm not gonna sand down here. I'm just gonna sand down the areas that I painted, and if it goes well, then I go straight into the high build. If I have blow-throughs again, I will have to get more epoxy and spray the whole hood with epoxy. That way everything's nice and even, and then do the high build.